Yes, Macmillan Cancer Support across Greater Manchester. We support cancer patients and their families and their friends through a variety of ways. Of course, we fund nurses and doctors and occupational therapists and speech and language therapists and dietitians in order that they can support and treat people who've been diagnosed with cancer. And we also have our Macmillan bus that will go out into supermarket car parks and various places in order to take information to people. And on those buses we have lots of specialists as well who can give specialist advice. We also have our Macmillan information centres at the hospitals across Manchester. So we've got a Macmillan information centre at North Manchester General, at the MRI, at Wythenshawe Hospital, a number of different hospitals. What we also do is give Macmillan grants to people. So if, for instance, you need to buy new clothes because you may have lost weight as a result of undergoing treatment, then you can apply for a grant from Macmillan and we will help you to do that and give you the money to buy new clothes so that you are warm and you feel good about yourself, because we know that these things are so important. And the other thing that Macmillan does as well is we have our Macmillan benefits advisors to ensure that the 14,500 people in Greater Manchester who are diagnosed every year with cancer can get the benefits that they are entitled to. Because of course when you are first diagnosed, you don't know, you're plunged into a whole new world that you've never been in before. And some people will find that their statutory sick pay certainly won't be enough to live on, and they will need to access benefits, so we can help them do that. And the other thing that we have is our Macmillan support line, which is manned 7 days a week by specialists who can give support over the phone to you, whether you're a patient or a carer or a member of the family. I think the number one tip would be, please phone our support line straight away, because we can then direct you to the services and the information and support that you need. And our support line is 0808 808 0000. And we are, as I say, there 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then the second thing to do immediately would be to go to our website, macmillan.org.uk. And if you do have a disability and then a cancer diagnosis on top of that, there's information there as well to signpost you to the people who can help. And the other thing that I would do, if you possibly could, would be to drop in, if you can, to our Macmillan information centres, because the staff in our Macmillan information centres at the hospitals across Greater Manchester are phenomenal. They will take all the time in the world to help you and to give you all the advice and support and signposting that you will need. And they are there not just once, but every time that you want to speak to them. If you could put on your website the link to macmillan.org.uk, and for our support line, the 0808 808 0000 number, then that would be great. They can get in touch with us through our support line, which is 0808 808 0000, or go to our website, macmillan.org.uk. You can find us on Facebook, Macmillan in the Northwest, and also on Twitter. And please do follow us and like us, because on there are lots of stories and information about how we are supporting people in Greater Manchester living with cancer.
Anna Taylor, and I'm a Senior Press Officer at Cancer Research UK, the world's largest cancer research charity. So I'm based near Manchester, and I work with local and regional media across the northwest of England to raise awareness of cancer throughout the area. Cancer Research UK is a very large charity. We fund thousands of scientists here in Manchester and right across the UK who are working in labs right now to develop life-saving treatments and breakthroughs for cancer. Our charity's been around for many, many years now, and over the decades our scientists have been involved in developing new drugs, new treatments for cancer that have helped save millions of lives, which is something that we're really, really proud of. In the last 40 years, we've actually seen cancer survival really improve, and the work that our scientists have done has played a really significant role in that. But at the same time, we're obviously aware that there's still a lot more work to do. And ultimately, here in the northwest of England, we're looking at over 40,000 people a year being diagnosed with cancer. So it's really important that our scientists continue to sort of research new treatments, develop new drugs, and bring forward that day when all cancers are cured, which is ultimately what we want to achieve. It's important to say as well that as a charity, we do rely on the generosity of all our amazing supporters here in the North West and across the UK to fund our research. This year's been a really challenging year for us at Cancer Research UK, as it has been for many charities with the coronavirus pandemic. We have had some amazing supporters who've continued raising money for us with virtual events and all sorts of fundraising ideas. And obviously cancer doesn't stop in a pandemic, it carries on. We want to make sure, that we are here to continue our research into this disease and to continue kind of working towards that day when we've got that cure for cancer. www.cruk.org. We've got loads and loads of information on there regarding sort of signs of cancer, checking for cancers, dealing with bereavement, going to the doctors, screening programs. So I'd definitely say our website would be a first port of call, www.cruk.org. But obviously, no one should go through cancer alone, whether you are someone with a disability or not. It's really important to connect with others and to share your journey, which is why we also have a cancer chat forum on our website. So that's basically an online community that people can sign up to. You can have conversations online with other people who might be going through cancer and just make those connections with other people who might have similar experiences to you. It's a great place to find support. We also have a patient information telephone line. So we have cancer nurses who are available to chat to people with any questions from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. And that telephone line is available on free phone 0808 800 40 40. Our cancer nurses are waiting now at the end of the line, so they'll be more than happy to hear from people who may have questions about cancer.
Andrew Strauss and Glenn McGrath have got their own charities going for Glenn McGrath's foundation, and he does it every test match in the Ashes every year, pink day, and Andrew Strauss does the red day in the test match in England called the Roof Foundation.
1 in 2 people in the UK will get cancer in their lifetime. This is a disease that sadly affects many, many people. It's fantastic to see so many organisations out there who are supporting those who are dealing with a cancer diagnosis and dealing with cancer treatment and all that entails. Certainly, here at Cancer Research UK, as I said, we've seen huge strides in terms of cancer research and scientific breakthroughs. There's still a lot more work to do. We're really proud of what we've achieved so far, and we're going to continue doing that. We've got some fantastic Cancer Research UK scientists here in Manchester, based at the Manchester Institute in Audley Edge, and also near the Christie Hospital in Withington. Cancer, as I said, it doesn't stop in a pandemic. It's something that continues to be amongst us, and something that we will continue to fight, and our scientists will continue to fight. Well, it's really tricky because what we do know is that 1 in 2 people in the UK will get cancer in their lifetime. But that said, 2 in 4 people nowadays are surviving their cancer for at least 10 years, so we are seeing survival rates increase. Our ambition is that by 2034, 3 in 4 people will survive their cancer for at least 10 years. But we are only going to achieve that if we continue to research the disease. We continue to research the way that this disease grows, the different ways in which it can be treated. And I think it's really important to say as well, there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach to this. There are actually more than 200 different types of cancer. So, there are lots and lots of very different forms of this disease. Each of the cancer types requires a very specialist type of research as well. Here at Cancer Research UK, our scientists are working on all of those different types of cancer. It's a really, really big job we've got on our hands. But as I said, we've got some amazing supporters behind us. We've got some amazing scientists and amazing brains who are working to beat this disease. We actually have scientists who are based at Audley Park on the edge of Manchester, the Cancer Research UK Manchester Institute. We also have scientists who are based in the Oglesby building, which is near the Christie Hospital in Withington in Manchester. They have worked throughout the pandemic to continue their work. It's tricky at the moment in terms of social distancing. Our scientists and our researchers have had to find kind of new ways of doing their work. Some have been able to work from home. Others have had to kind of be a bit more creative. I think, we should be really proud of the science that we have here in Manchester. And certainly, once we're through the lockdown and we're through the pandemic, whenever that may be, I would signpost people to our website because there is a wealth of information on there, not just about cancer signs and symptoms, but also treatment, cancer forum on there as well, so brilliant support networks on there. I would also advise people to call our nurses helpline, and we have qualified nurses, as I said, who are there ready and waiting to hear from people. The number is 0808 800 40 40. A big part of my role involves working with kind of local radio stations such as yourselves and also local newspapers to raise awareness of cancer and the disease, and I'm always looking for people with personal experience of cancer to come forward and share their stories with me, and maybe share their stories in the wider media. So if anyone is interested in doing that, if anyone listening is going through cancer or has had a loved one who's experienced cancer and wants to kind of volunteer their time in some way, I would certainly advise them to go onto our website, search media volunteer, follow some of the instructions on there, because I would absolutely love to hear from you. There's nothing more powerful than hearing from someone with first-hand experience of this disease. It can really go on to help raise awareness and help inspire others. Social media at CR_UK on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Cancer Research UK. Personal Twitter account is at Anna Taylor CRUK, which is ANNATAYLOR CRUK.